Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to another MAMG Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. When we left off, we started the investigation phase, and I'm still not 100% sure if we'll be able to investigate everything in this video, but we will be able to get through a good portion of it. So, last time I was running around trying to figure out what I was supposed to do, and lo and behold, I was actually supposed to click on the chief in examine mode, and that triggers him to talk to you. So I don't know what he's about to say, but once he started his dialogue, I was like, oh sweet, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Detective Goodman lose something. The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report added to the case record, or court record, sorry. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Yeah, but what was his lost item? Hang on, can we look at it? ID 5 bleh. Okay, status report, date lost. So it really doesn't have anything on there, does it? Interesting. Okay, so he said he needs to go look at the crime scene. I wonder if now we can go. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt it would be that easy, but we might as well try. Can we go in? No? Please? Let me in here. I won't open. So, how do I get in? I'm still missing something. Because it won't let me move in, will it? No. It won't let me move in. I can't move into the evidence room. Maybe I need to show this to Gant. And he will give me permission to go into the evidence room. Nope, he won't look at it for me. I need to find Gumshoe. Where are you? Detective Gumshoe, where did you go? He freaking ran away on me. Underground parking lot? He's not here either. I don't know where he went. He literally ran off the face of the earth. Permission granted. That wasn't there before. That was not there before. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright-O asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Oh, there's that serious look. Now, Wright-O. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Wright-O, please, do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50 no problem. So go on ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along now and do your best. Later, folks. Really? It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Probably so. Okay, so now we can finally go into the evidence room. Wonderful. Alright, so we need to go back. That took a lot longer than I will admit to, because good lord, I didn't know there was another freaking entrance thing. Okay, so do I just need to examine it again? Because that's what I did before and it wouldn't let me do anything. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. The card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's sky so gray? There's the Marshal. It's about time you showed up. But Officer Marshal. Somehow, I knew. What's that somehow I knew looked for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres.
You're busy then.
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. You sure did, but we're gonna give you a steak lunch because Gumshoe's gonna be super sad. That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Pampina, you win. Ask everything. Yep, that's exactly what he said. Finally, it seems like.
He's willing to talk.
Alright, let's talk to him first before we go into the evidence room.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It ain't an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here, anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take the machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? No, I don't. Not at all.
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case?
That's right. The evidence transferals.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
Okay, got some answers, or some information, but I need more answers. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, me machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through. Alrighty.
So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that the record is tied to the stabbing.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but let's talk about the transferal first.
Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence in solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So, we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago.
Alright, now we can show him the ID card, right? Goodman's ID card?
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 584-2189. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record.
Yep, there it is, 514.
Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked the Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Yay, thank you!
I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here.
Maybe so, but we need to go into the evidence room first. We can show the Meekins and maybe see what's going on. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Gumshoe, I was wondering where you've been. Eek! Whoa! Did you slap him? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go on ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today? Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this.
Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Okay. Let's talk to Gumshoe. Judge for a day?
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're the boss for a day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
Okay, interesting. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
Maybe. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using this ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why? I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with the fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handle's a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it,
zap! You get a shock.
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Really?
Okay, good. Alright, so we need to show him the SL9 incident stuff, I think. Let's go with the knife. Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Okay. What about the locker? Let me present the locker to him real quick. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents.
Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. True that. Okay, did we unlock anything? Yes, good. Now that was a bloody, violent case.
Violent?
So it was a murder. A serial killing.
A serial killing?
Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago.
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So, that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Interesting. Okay, I don't think there's anything else we can, like, present to him. Let me look at this, though. This has been bothering me a minute.
There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There you go, pal. Making me look like some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Or Gumshoe. Okay, what else we got? All this stuff, I guess? Some paint. Oh, it's a handprint.
What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
Looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room?
We should use our testing fluid to check it out. We sure should. Okay. Examine this.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence.
Yes, check it out.
I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whenever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around the tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, this goes here. No? Did I do it wrong? Like that. Nope. Okay, hang on. Oh, there's other fragments I can look at. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so... it's not that one. Maybe it's this one. I'm just spinning stuff around right now. How many pieces do we have? Okay, it's very zigzaggy though. I don't think it's that. Maybe it was the first piece. There's only a couple pieces left, so I should be fine now. Hopefully I don't mess this up. But let me see. This one should go like that. Yep. We got one more piece, which should go straight on like that. Yay, we did it! Okay. Sorry, that took me a minute. I'm a big dummy.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Unstable jar added to the court record. Nice. Okay, so what else do we got? There's a locker open over here.
Look, this one's open, and there's an indicator tag stuck on it still.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. True, it's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. What about this? Gloves on the caution tape?
Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it.
Alright, now we're getting a lot of evidence. Okay, what about this paint?
What is the saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint there.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room. Really, Gumshoe? Alright, did we get anything else unlocked? No. Okay, so we need to use our spray bottle on this blood, right? Yes, spray. Alright, let's spray around, but let's spray this first. Anything? There we go.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine.
It's yours?
Please, you have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue.
I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
What? But you're a detective.
Interesting. Oh, I can spray more? Oh, whoa, whoa. Hang on, there's something down here. What's that?
There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before.
I'm not a professional.
What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Sorry, Gumshoe. Okay, anywhere else? I don't think so. Do we spray over here? Ah ha ha ha! You, my friend. What are you? See, you gotta be careful.
Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This might just be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
But what? This? It's called Luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it on mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans.
Okay, anywhere else then?
Floor, anything? It doesn't look like it. I think we got everything. Okay. We talk to Gumshoe? No. We have evidence now. Lots of evidence. Okay, so let's start with the floor plans. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing.
That's fine.
You bet it's fine, pal. Okay, cool. You can't open these lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it. Oh yeah, the 50 cents. Sorry. My bad. I already looked at that. What about the jar? Nope, nothing. Okay, and the rubber glove? Nothing. Alright, I think I'm done talking to Gumshoe. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And see if we can look at the crime scene again. The other crime scene, I should say. Because I don't think there's anything else I can do. Unless we can talk to Meekins. I don't think that's gonna help though. Underground parking lot, maybe? Oh crap! I'm hitting the wrong buttons all over the place. Okay, detention center. Yeah, let's try it. Can I show you any of the stuff, Meekins? About the locker. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this?
I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. It sure does.
Did I show Gumshoe the list? Because he's a detective. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card of the person who came here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So, it was Goodman who came in here at the time of... Whoa! Oh, we didn't get this before.
What is it?
That second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What? What?
Oh.
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the day. It might help, you know?
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems.
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
Really, I'm off, pal. Later.
Okay, I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too.
Ah, so now we can go visit Edgeworth. The order of these things sometimes can be so confusing. Okay, so back to the department entrance. Then we need to go to the prosecutor's office. So go here and then go up. There we go. You back, Edgeworth? Ah, he is.
You? Ah, guest. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
You wiretapping places again? Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Oh, he doesn't look too good. Ah, it's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry.
Precisely.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
Oh yes. He brought me some information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
And I think the report's on the other side, Edgeworth.
It's okay, don't let him flip it over.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
We finally talked to him. He might not talk to us though.
So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Again?
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that case? Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However,
something happened.
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. Ooh, that's not good.
I see.
Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still.
Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts.
Alright, time to show some evidence to you, buddy. First off, what about this list that your name's on?
Oh, right. I better check this now.
As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. You got a screwdriver?
Stubborn as always. I told you that has nothing to do with the current case.
Yeah.
Okay, will you talk to us about it though? No? Right. Please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea.
I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. I think we already did. No? Do I need some SL9 evidence? I don't know. This maybe? Nope, okay, that wasn't my best. What is my best? The floor plan? No. I don't know what Edgeworth wants. Anything SL9? Oh? I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you are wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of mine, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Please do. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, David Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police is on the investigation.
In truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We are dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I have a code, and I will follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
You still working on that scientific investigation?
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints?
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Edgeworth, I'm really...
No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and the fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right.
What? I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Okay, so we need to go back to the evidence room for the locker. Fair enough. Oh, Angel's gone. I guess lunchtime is over. Alrighty. I think we may be able to finish this investigation phase and it won't be too terribly long. Okay, security guard office. And evidence room. Yep, okay. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here. In this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. There's also the other one too.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
The thumb, I guess?
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Huh? How do you do that?
Just touch the screen. See?
Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
Huh? How do I do that?
You just blow with your breath. Imagine you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake.
Oh, wow. That looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try. Okay, so we need to tap the screen. Like this. Right? And then blow, although this is going to be a little bit weird. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Aha! You did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time out here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Like this one? Okay. Coat it on and blow away the excess. Let's do it. Oh, yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not over yet. This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person who left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Gumshoes! Is it a perfect match? I think so. Match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess it's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yes, there was. Okay. Let's check this out and see what it gives us, shall we? Here. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Yeah. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it because using chemical means. Any prints in that area would have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Alright, we can do this. Maybe like here? I don't know. I'm gonna have to just kind of wing it right now. We gonna get anything? I think we did. I think we got something. Yeah. Oh god, whose prints are gonna be? Goodman's? Oh no, that looks nothing alike. Can we look at the prints beforehand? Maybe I shouldn't just be randomly guessing. Comparison complete. Yeah. No matches found. Now let's try again. Can we... Ah, here we go. Okay. No. Maybe Marshall. It looks pretty similar to me. I think it is. Why is it his bloody handprint? He has access to the evidence room. He could have wiped it off. Hey, these fingerprints. Whose are they? Whose? Is this someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? His fingerprints added to the court record. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, these are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. He cut himself shaving. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation's finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Oh, to be continued. Okay. This is probably going to be a little bit longer, but that's fine. That's a nice investigation phase. I'm going to cut out a little bit of me wandering around and being stupid, but
Hopefully you guys enjoyed. In the next video, we will start the trial phase of day 2 and see what we can uncover. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MA&J. Let's play. Can you tell me what it is you remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a loss of the patrolman. A loss of the land, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked that man to display his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.